start the show, we'd like to thank our sponsors, Beef, the Beefmaster Education Endowment Fund. Thank you for everything you do for the cattle industry, this breed, and us. Thank you for supporting us. SEBBA, the Southeastern Beefmaster Breeders Association. Thank you for all you're doing, especially for the Southeast, and look out for their sale every August in convention. Emmons Beefmasters, Mr. Steve and Miss Cindy needs no introduction. Thank you for what you do for the breed, and thank you for supporting us. C&M Ranches out of Kershaw, South Carolina, the Chick family. Thank you for what you all do for us. It means a lot. Lissy's Beefmasters down in Texas. Thank you to them for supporting the show, and look out for their sales, multiple sales a year, plus some frozen genetic sales. Cottage Farms Beefmasters, thank you for supporting us, and thank you for what you do for the breed as well. Been in it 50 years, and that's saying something. Sea Shepherd Beefmasters down in Texas, thank you for supporting us. Jones Beefmasters over in Savannah, Tennessee, Mr. Clark Jones, look out for his sale every June. Has great cattle and breeds, just great stuff. Valor Cattle Company out of Georgia, thank you for supporting us, and we couldn't do it without any of you, and we really appreciate it. Welcome to Master Banner. We're your hosts, Josh Morrison and Jared Strickland. How's it going, Jared?
Man, it's going good. We've finally got some rain last week or two, and into the dry spell we've had going for about a month. So things are looking better now. We got the army worms coming into town and trying to eat what we got growing finally again.
And they will do it. I was out there.
Guess all them Texas people sent them up this way because I heard they was coming from there.
I was up there, I don't know, what was it, 2 years ago now? One of those times I was up there. Man, it looked like y'all didn't have been in a drought all summer.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
We finally
they do some damage.
Shoot, yeah. Well, hopefully y'all can, and there's no spray or nothing for that, right? I mean, there's no way to get rid of them.
Well, I mean, you can spray them if you catch them in time. That's the thing is, the folks listening that's had to deal with them before know that it's kind of, you got to scout them when you hear about them coming in, and because they'll take out some acres pretty quick over a few days if you don't notice that they're there.
Well, the fire ants migrated in here about, I don't know, really, really bad about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and I'm hoping those army worms will stay away. The fire ants are bad enough.
Well, where you're at is kind of, it'd probably be a rare occurrence to get them because they got to come up from Mexico every year, so they got so much far to travel. So the further north and the further east and west you go, it's probably harder for them to be there on a yearly basis. I think Texas probably has to deal with them every year, but especially South Texas. But up here, we get them every few years, and sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're not so bad. So just depends.
So that's good news for me.
Yeah, that's definitely good news for you, and especially all of our buddies that are further north of us. They don't have to deal with them as much either.
Yeah, absolutely. We finally got some rain. We were gone a few weeks. For those of you that are on our G&M page, G&M Cattle Company, y'all probably seen that we had some videos of being in the Northwest in Montana and Wyoming. We had a good time and got back home we left, it was brown. We got back home, it looked like it had rained all year. It was lush green grass and everything looked like a jungle. Now it all needs sprayed again. So, we got behind on that now.
Well, that's always a good thing. Seems like every time we go on a trip and we come back, it's always burned up. But looks like y'all had a good trip. I've seen your pictures and videos. I've always wanted to do that trip out west.
Yeah, it was a great time, and I'm going to tell everybody on here right now, if you ever have the chance, you make sure you go to Glacier National Park one time in your life. It is the greatest place on this planet, I feel certain, that the Lord has blessed us with, and thankfully it's in the United States where we can all go see it. But that's a really cool place, and just beautiful. It's astonishing.
Yeah, that's definitely on my bucket list. I've always wanted to go there, so I'm hoping that one day we'll get to go. But
Well,
it's always nice seeing the pictures.
that's right. That's right. No, it's fun. It was a good time. Glad to be home. Our calving season started today. We've had our first fall calf today, and so now I guess we're off to the races.
Yeah, I heard it was a game winner calf too.
It was a game winner calf. His legacy starts now. So we're really excited. I'll just tell everybody it was a little heifer calf, and she is a very good little calf. I can't wait to see her grow over the next few months, and we get to weaning time. We'll see what she looks like. But it's really exciting when a lot of people can relate to this, but when you buy a bull and you have to wait a year, to see a calf, it's really exciting to start seeing those babies come for sure.
Oh yeah, there ain't nothing like it. You think that you like the way it looks and everything, and maybe there'll be plenty more to come to look at
Yes,
here pretty quick for you.
I'll take a pasture full of them just like
There you go.
them. And speaking of rain, we've got some more rain coming in later this week. Well, I guess when this drops, it'll be when this comes out, it'll be here. But Tropical Storm Debbie is wreaking havoc on Florida right now, and Georgia. Talked to Jordan Taylor, one of our sponsors, Valor Cattle Company, and he said that they had gotten a ton of rain. They had no power for, I think he said, about 20 hours. But he said they were doing well. I know that there's been a few deaths, so I always hate to see it. Unfortunately, it's the nature of the beast living in that part of the country. But everybody's in our thoughts and prayers, and that's affected by it. No matter how they're affected by it. So, but
Yeah, it
yeah,
sounds like even with the rain, it's going to be some really bad flooding too with what's going
yes,
on.
I know the coast of North Carolina, they're still calling for like almost 3 foot of rain over there. We're supposed to get, I think they said 4 to 6 inches of rain in 2 days, and so we've got the cow pulled up out of the where it has flooded and can flood. So we've got them all buttoned up here until it passes. But 4 to 6 inches is nothing like 30, so I'm not going to complain.
That's almost unfathomable amount of rain. About
It's a lot. It's a lot of rain. Um, a lot of water in 3 days.
oh yeah, definitely. Uh,
Um,
but anyway, kind of getting into what we had a couple of things we wanted to talk about tonight. Obviously, if people know, I'm president of the Southeastern Beefmaster Breeders Association, and guess what? My vice president's on here with me too. So probably would be a good idea that we talk about it.
well, we might get in trouble if we don't. So,
Well, with the sale coming up, I figure that we'd run by. We won't talk about it the whole time. That's not the main thing, but we were just going to talk a little bit about it coming up and let everybody know that we've got a sale coming up on August the 24th. It's going to be held in Lexington, Tennessee. The day before, on the 23rd, we're going to have obviously we'll have a board meeting. Everybody's welcome to come to do that, and then we're going to have an educational seminar, which Lance Bauer is going to be there talking about how to use the digital beef, especially for those in the area of the Southeast. It'd be a good time to come then if you're struggling with digital beef, kind of get some things on that. And also, kind of the main event that a lot of folks look forward to is our Miss Beefmaster America fraternity. That'll be at like 2:30 that afternoon after the seminars. And then, of course, we're going to have a convention banquet that night about 6 o'clock. And so that'll be a lot of fun. We always have a fun auction and good food, and it's just always a good time. And we do the awards and for that too. And it's just always a big time. And then the next day, the sale will be that Saturday at 10 o'clock in the morning. So with that coming up, definitely keep that on your radar if y'all want to travel up to Lexington, Tennessee. I think it's going to be a good sale. We got about 40, what is it, Josh? 40 something lots, 47, I think. Last time.
I think that's right. And it's
a
good lineup of cows.
Yeah, good lineup of cattle. I know Bailey Farms has got several lots in there this time, and several 3-and-1s and bred heifers and stuff, and lots of other good consigners in there. But he had several head in there, so should be a really good sale, lots of quality, and also with the futurity, they place the changed it several years ago where the Miss Beefmaster heifers have to sell, so it's always nice to see that, and the quality's going to be there. So we've even trying to change it up. All the heifers in that futurity is going to have DNA, scan data, and the whole 9 yards. So it should be a good set of heifers.
And you can tell. I mean, last year was good. The year before was good. To me, this year's looks like, and I'm not seeing all the heifers obviously, but they look like the quality's improving every year. I mean, and that's what you always want. If you're not improving, you're going backwards. But no, I echo exactly what you said. I will go back to the vice president thing though. I did ask Jared not long ago if that was a blessing or a curse. I still was not sure, but no, I'm just kidding. It's all good. We were just giving
Well,
him a
you
hard
stuck
time.
with it now, so it's a blessing, right?
It excuse me. Yes, it is don't matter now. No, I'm just kidding. But no, it's all good. We're excited about it. We've worked everybody's worked hard on it, the committees. Maybe those that don't know, and this is a way that you can get involved if you're interested, but started some committees up this year for people that want to volunteer. We actually had a lot better interest in that than I thought we may. Being brand new, but everybody's really excited to get to work, and I think this sale and the sales moving forward are going to be really good and even better because of it. And if you want to get involved, always talk to one of us, talk to a board member, talk to anybody. They can tell you how to get in any satellite, even if you're not in the Southeast. If you're in the West and the Midwest and South Texas and in Missouri, wherever, you can get a hold of any of your satellites and get involved the exact same way. One thing I will say that so a lot of people, so just in case they don't know, the banquet did move. It's always been, or it's been being at the golf course for the last, what, Jared, 3 or 4 years?
Yeah, several
At
years.
least. It's going to actually be in Jackson, Tennessee this time, which is about, I don't know, 25 minutes down the road, 30 minutes at most down the interstate.
Yeah, it's not too far.
It's going to be at Brookshaw's Old Country Store. You don't need any reservations. Just show up, pay for your meal, and enjoy the award ceremony. And you mentioned the fun auction. That has become one of my absolute favorite things of the entire weekend. That is a blast. We all have fun. Even if it's something you don't want, sometimes people just start bidding against each other just because they think it's fun. It's a great time though.
Oh yeah, yeah. It's always fun. I look forward to that, and like Josh said, Mark, come right on. So it's kind of one of those deals where it's don't have to plan ahead. If you decide you just want to come, just come on.
Absolutely, absolutely. But yeah, like I say, the fun auction's always it's a blast. And in the sale, we're gonna have some donated semen lots. And then there's open heifers, bred heifers, and then I think there's a bull or two in there. And
got several 3-and-1s.
Yep, several 3-and-1. So there's something. The cool part about it this year that I think's even better is there's more lots, and I mean there is absolutely something for everybody. So if you're looking for a bull, if you're looking for open heifers, I mean whatever it is, it's there for you. So be sure to come see us. It's going to be a good time, and it'll be a fun weekend.
Yeah, most definitely. Plus, we need more attendance to make up me and Josh look better too.
That's right. Yeah, the more we have, the better we'll look.
Yeah. That way, they may want to keep you as president once you get in there.
No. I'm glad there's term limits on that.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, moving forward, kind of jumping off of that, we kind of want to talk about this, and we've had some questions come in, some things. We've had a lot of response from the EPD series, and we definitely appreciate all the comments and messages for that. But we had one question that kind of stuck out to us that we kind of wanted to talk about to end this episode with, and put some thoughts in some people's minds and ours, because we've kind of been thinking about it as well. And this will be more of an opinion. So remember that it's not facts, just opinions. But the The
This is
question
100%
was,
opinion.
yeah, it's all opinion. So if you don't like our opinions, this might be the time to tune out. I don't know.
Well, no, if you don't like it, just come on and we'll talk about it.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
Trust me,
But
that gives
I
us
think,
that makes it easier on us to figure out episodes from time to time. So
yeah, well, and I think we may ask this more going forward too. Some of the guests that go here, but it really stuck with me and Josh. So, and I even talked about it to some folks at the Thomas sale this weekend to see what they thought about it. They thought it was a good question too. So the question kind of was, so there's always limitations. And I guess the way I want to look at it for myself in the past, I've always had limitations on what I could buy because it was financially, I have a limitation. So the question was, what do you sacrifice first, or or I guess in order of how you sacrifice things to get what you want, I guess. So let's say you've got kind of the example to me would be you've got $4,000 or $5,000 to spend or something like that. What do you sacrifice to get that into that budget range? Obviously, if the budget's not the problem, you can buy what you want, right?
right.
So the way I look at it is, what are we going to, I guess maybe
What
to
do you
help
what do you say?
new breeders, or I mean, what are we sacrificing first to, I guess an order of that.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking about that a lot and thinking about how we've done it in the past. And that's a really complex answer to kind of go with. And I hope that uh, we could get some more folks on here to talk about that, because uh, I don't really know if I have an answer, but I'll tell you what I think, and go from there. But I think there's always a cost to each item that you want. So you've got phenotype, pedigree, EPDs, uh, performance, And to me, typically I want something a certain type of phenotype, and I will drop the EPDs probably first. I think I've always said that I want something that's eye catching when it's at it, because I've always sold through consignment sales or anything like that. So I think the way that the cattle look or animal looks to me is probably at the top, because I think that helps you set apart, and then you work your way back. With performance kind of being next in line, and then down, because EPDs I think can kind of be changed fairly quickly. But phenotype is sometimes hard to change, in my opinion. What do you think, Josh?
Well, I think we need somebody on here with a different opinion because we agree on everything. Because I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm the same way. I was sitting here thinking as you was talking, first and foremost, and this is not a dig at anybody. This is not negative, but let's face it, not everybody can spend 15, 20, 25,000 plus on a heifer that they just want just to put in the pasture and breed or flush or do whatever. It's just the way of the world, and it's just the facts that there's, it's just I'm one of those people. I'm not gonna lie to you. I mean, if I can save up money a couple years, maybe. But and with that being said, we always talk about finding balance and finding that heifer that's got it all, right? And in order to do that, you've got to sometimes spend a lot of money to do so. So just like you said, it's a hard question, and I'll be honest with you, we are opening ourselves up to a lot of criticism right here, but it's okay. It's not a problem. I'm like you. I'm probably going to drop the EPDs
Well,
first.
but the thing about it is, yeah, I mean, I agree with that. Because we all have to deal with that. Uh, there's a lot. A lot of people are dealing with that. I mean, pretty much everybody in a way, because you're limited.
Right.
I mean, that's just kind of the thing. So I think it's probably a really common thing that we haven't talked about. Uh,
It's not, and
so
I think we could really dedicate a whole episode to this, just talking about different ways you could look at it, and even different ways that you could put EPDs first. You know, maybe not first, but in different orders, and look at it different ways for people to see. And maybe maybe we tackle that one day soon. Um, but I mean, I'm like you. I'm gonna do phenotype. I want to see phenotype. If she's not good to look at, I don't want her in my pasture. I want a pretty cow in my pasture. My father-in-law and I are the same way, and we agree. He's the same way. I'm a carcass guy, so I'm gonna probably stick carcass right in there second. I love to see good carcass data. Yes, with the algorithm change and all that other stuff, it's a little bit different now, but I like to see good carcass data. Either, whether that and an EPD goes into that, but I like actual data. I like to see what the actual data is too and use it. But I'm probably, if I'm having a sacrifice, that would still be my top two things. Just like yours.
yeah,
I just
and,
think
and
that
I,
that's probably, I mean, like you said, you can change EPDs rather quickly. Um, you can change a lot of things rather quickly.
well, just playing devil's advocate, to move those EPDs fast, sometimes you'll have to go buy that animal to inject it, say like a bull, for example. So that's going to probably cost a good bit of money to do that. I mean, sometimes it do, sometimes you don't. Don't really know, but more than likely to get that top tier EPD animal is probably going to cost some money to do that. So, but this is a good question. I mean, I've been trying to rack my brain on it for a while, and even looking back for what us we've done in the past on a budget, uh, there's always a sacrifice somewhere. It seems like. But I've kind of found my way looking past pedigree more lately than I used to. Uh, Pedigree's always been a marketable thing, so you are sacrificing that. But sometimes less known pedigrees tend to bring less money, so you could probably get in there and get a higher either performing animal and maybe the phenotype you're looking for a little less money on with a maybe a less known pedigree. But
Well, and I didn't even throw that in there, but I mean, pedigree is really high on my list because, and that could help in the aspect of same thing we've said, same thing Bruce Robbins has said on here, and some other folks. If you can find that consistent pedigree, I'm going to tell you there are consistent pedigrees out there that are really growthy, really good cows, really good calves. They just don't show the EPDs. Why that is, I don't know. That's a question for another day, but that's a
yeah, I
way,
mean
if you really pay attention to your pedigrees, that's a way to get into a really consistent mating, even if it's not, excuse me, even if it's not the high seller. That doesn't mean it can't be, that calf can't be a high seller out of her just because she doesn't have that. So there's always creative ways. And I think Jared will agree. I think we just need to dedicate an entire episode to this question because I think we've just kind of scratched the surface of this. But I think there's all kinds of ways you can get creative and still get pretty much everything you want in a heifer in your budget. If your budget's $4,000 or $40,000, I don't think it matters. I still think you can find those, and sometimes, I mean, there's a sale every weekend about in the in the year.
yeah, last year or two, it seems like they are. Sure.
And so just because you can't buy one at this sale, don't get discouraged and just not go. Go to a different, pick you a different sale out. I mean, we see it all the time. There's really good heifers at some sales that top the sale at $5, $6, $7,000. There's some heifers at some other sales. Maybe they're better, maybe they're not. Who's to say, that bring $80,000. I'm just throwing a number out there. $80,000. It's not. And I think what you have to remember too is it's not how much you spend. It's that you're buying the best animal that suits your needs, and that you can work with the best. And that's not. There's a little bit of that for everybody. I mean, it's going to be different for everybody. But that's just my opinion.
I got you. Well, I mean, and I agree with that too. As far as there's some sales that maybe a lesser known sale or something like that. I mean, there's animals out there that sell for what I would call a budget friendly with all the things we talked about here with performance, EPDs, pedigree, and phenotype. You just you got to find them as well and
Right.
that. But I mean, really kind of to leave it a little bit open ended. I mean, I think there's a lot of ways to look at this. I want to hear more from other folks what they think about it too. So when this goes out, maybe we'll post it on Facebook or something. I want to hear some people's opinions on how they look at it and then their order of to find that right move.
Absolutely. I agree. I'll really want to hear from everybody too. So if when you listen to this, there's you some homework to do. When you listen to this, get to thinking about it. Comment. If you don't want to comment in the public, send us a message. And if you want to come on here and talk about it, we would be more than happy. We talk about things in a positive light. I think everybody knows that now. 3.5 years in, we try to spin everything in a positive light. And if you disagree with us, that's great. I would love to have you on here and talk about it, because that's the only way we get better. Any of us get better is we talk about it, and we still may agree to disagree at the end of the day. And that's okay, because like I said earlier, everybody's going to have a little bit different opinion on what works for them. And as long as it works for you and you're profitable in your business, at the end of the day, that's all that matters.
Yeah, that's right. Kind of like we've said, that I know this is on a lot of people's minds, so I definitely think we should hear something about it. So
yeah, and then once we get some,
anxious to see it.
Once we get some comments and stuff, we'll circle back to this, and we'll just do an entire episode on it. We may or may not have a guest. If there's somebody who wants to come on, we may have them on and discuss it. If not, it'll just be us winging it again. And I wasn't supposed to say that, was I?
Well, we're winging it pretty hard tonight, but it happens.
Well, we got busy and things happen. But yeah, we for sure want to hear from everybody, and would love to hear your opinions on this, because like you said, it's on a lot of people's mind, especially nowadays. I mean, everything's so dang expensive. Inflation's high, fuel's high, feed's high, cows are extremely high right now. And you see these record breaking production sales going on, and it's just a lot. And I'm sure it discourages some people. But and that's why we thought it would be a good idea to go ahead and start talking about this, because don't get discouraged. Just keep going to sales till you can find something in your budget. There's going to be sales every single weekend pretty much. So especially now, I mean, there's sales on top of sales anymore.
Oh yeah. And I've always been told there's a buy at every sale.
You're exactly right.
So, but anyway, that's gonna kind of wrap us up, I think, ain't it?
Yeah, that's about it for the night. We just kind of done our name of our show is. We just bantered a little bit tonight, but we'd love to hear from you. We'd really love to hear your opinions, and love to hear from you on the subject matter of your order of how you pick in your budget. And if you had to sacrifice something, what would it be? I think that's going to give us some real talking points there.
Oh yeah. And if you're up towards Lexington, Tennessee around August the 23rd and 24th, come see us.
Absolutely. But for now, everybody stay safe in the Southeast with Tropical Storm Hurricane Debbie. And we'll see you on the next episode.
See ya.
Well, we want to thank everybody for listening to the Beefmaster Banner podcast. Please know that we are on Apple Podcast, Spotify, and we are on YouTube. Just search Beefmaster Banner. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. We love hearing from you. And we'll see you on the next episode. Thank you.